Oh, hello people. This is gonna be my first YouTube video, so it's probably gonna be pretty rocky, but I want to start making videos about conspiracy theories on the internet. So this is gonna be my first video. Be going over the drone sightings in New Jersey and everything that is entailed in that. So let me know if you guys like this sort of thing, and just enjoy the video. Okay, so I think that the best way to start this video would be to go all the way back to the beginning. So on Thanksgiving Day of this year, this first video was recorded by a man in Raritan River, New Jersey, and according to him, the drone was captured hovering near his farm at around 8 p.m., where it hovered for around an hour, strafing left and right every once in a while. And I think it's important to know that this location is only miles away from Staten Island, New York, which is a major metropolitan area. And this video sparked countless others to begin recording their encounters in the drones and post them on various social media platforms. And since the release of this video, over 5,000 encounters have surfaced, with the further 100 videos being investigated by the New Jersey State Police and the FBI. Okay, so like I said, since Thanksgiving, there's been over 5,000 encounters that have been recorded by the public, and they account for 8 counties in New Jersey. And as you can see from the map here, they are pretty clustered, and they are in both city areas and rural areas. And although they are clustered, there are some far outliers in the far west of the state, all the way to the far east near New York City and the border, kind of near Staten Island. And this map was released by the Monmouth County Sheriff's Department on December 8th of this year. And what I find interesting is how large this area is. And this has kind of led people to come up with their own conspiracy theories, and that's where the conspiracy theory aspect of this video is going to come into play. So that video that you guys just saw was released by the Oceanside County Police Department on December 7th. And it kind of just shows their efforts of trying to hunt down these drones and find out information for themselves. And I think it's important to know that the drones that they're flying are consumer level drones, and they can't compete with these drones that have been sighted and recorded. They're a lot smaller, and their battery life is a lot less, and they can't fly as fast. So they're having trouble even getting good video of these unknown drones. And the video you're seeing now is the Oceanside County Police Department flying their helicopter around and trying to locate these drones and get a video on them and follow them. But they're running into the same issues where they can't keep up with how many drones there that are flying and the speed of them. Okay, so the next video you're going to see is a press release coming out of New Jersey, and it is of U.S. Congressman Chris Smith of New Jersey, and he's just talking about these drone sightings and voicing his concerns. And during the video he's talking about how a national security advisor and the Secretary of State have told him that there's nothing going wrong. There's nothing to be worried about. There's no threat, when themselves are saying they don't even know what's happening. And that's concerning a lot of people, because how can you know something's not a threat when you don't know what it is? So I will just let that play.
How does Secretary Mayorkas, who infamously told us for years that our southern border was secure and closed when we know it's not, and now insult our intelligence that we haven't seen anything unusual? This is usual? I don't think so. And how can he and others, like National Security Spokesman Admiral John Kirby, say we know there's no threat? How do they know that? What are they revealing? Or are they just saying it? How could anyone speculate or issue assurances to thousands, millions of Americans who have witnessed, thousands who have witnessed the drones, that there is no threat? For weeks, we've asked for the truth and action to mitigate any and all threats to people and property. Now we are demanding it. As the sightings increase, including by service members at Naval Weapons Station Earl, and I did talk to the commander there, his men are seeing it right there at the base. Are you kidding me? A munitions depot of that caliber, and these drones are hovering in close proximity to it. The Coast Guard told me the other day, and Sheriff Mastronardi, that one of its 47-foot rescue boats was followed in very close proximity off its stern by numerous drones. Why can't we bag at least one of these drones and get to the bottom of it?
A map of Naval Weapons Station Earl in the eastern part of New Jersey. And, in the video he said Representative Chris Smith was talking about how the personnel there were seeing drones flying over, which makes a lot of sense because in this right here, released by the Monmouth County Police Department, we can see these two little waterways here, aligned with these two waterways here, and tons of sightings in this area. So, that makes sense. And, I mean, that's really concerning. And what a lot of people are saying is that these drones are coming in from the ocean. So, again, that makes sense because you have the Atlantic Ocean right here. You have some sort of drone ship out in the ocean where they're launching from, and they're flying over the base, and they're going to other parts of the state. So, I mean, that's really concerning, and I'm wondering if, they're coming from the ocean. Why can't we find the ship they're launching from? We have a Coast Guard, we have a Navy, we have police patrol boats. Where's the ship? Why can't we find it? And I'm wondering that, and so are a lot of other people. Leading theories going around the internet is that these drones are nuke sniffers, that they're going around and they're trying to locate a lost nuclear device, whether that would be a nuclear bomb that has been smuggled in by another country or that of the military and they lost it. It's happened before where the U.S. has lost a nuke and they're trying to find it again. This may seem kind of out of the ballpark of conspiracy theories, but it's definitely interesting to look into. So this plane that you're looking at right now is the WC-135. It's a special iteration of a C-135, and it's got very expensive and technical equipment on it that can detect the presence of radioactive isotopes in the atmosphere. Um, and my dad was in the Air Force, and during his time, he was telling me, I told him about the situation. He was telling me how one of his buddies would fly this plane, and they would go around. They call them mass casualty events, which are pretty much what they seem like. Concerts, music festival, sporting events, anything where there's a lot of people, and they would just fly these things around in circles and try to detect the presence of a nuclear weapon and that sort of thing. So that is one of the leading theories, is that these drones have been equipped. They're obviously a lot smaller, that there's some sort of new technology where they can incorporate them on a drone, and they're flying these things around eastern New Jersey and all over the state, and they're trying to find a nuke. So that is one of the first theories we're going to go over, and we'll continue. Okay, so the video you're seeing right now is of Petro Dynamics XP4, which is right now they're a civilian-based company that has contracts with the U.S. military. And this drone is what many people think. This is the leading theory, is that these drones that are flying over New Jersey are the XP4. And why people think that is through analyzing the light systems, which flying at night, they do look to be the same. Even though most videos are grainy, that's what most people are thinking. And I do think this makes sense because being a US based company, they would have to follow FAA rules, and the FAA has strict lighting rules for these drones, and they seem to match pretty well. And another thing is that in the videos, you see these drones hovering, and they can hover for a prolonged period of time, and then they're able to fly off extremely fast. And that would make sense with this VTOL style drone that can hover, and then it can turn into a fixed wing aircraft drone. I don't know exactly what to call it, and then it'll fly off. Um, so that seems to make the most sense. And people are also saying these are large, and this thing isn't quite the size of a small car, but it is pretty big. So I think this would be a good fit for um, leading theory. Okay, so what you're seeing now is a statement released by the FBI a few days ago, and in the statement you can read it for yourself, but they're pretty much just saying that these drones that have been sighted over New Jersey pose no national security threat, and that it's not theirs. And again, I said earlier in the video, this is pretty fishy because how do they know it's not a national security threat if they don't even know what it is? Like, it makes no sense, and it is fishy, and it kind of furthers people's assumptions that the government does have something to do with this, and they just don't want to tell us about it. And yeah, it's just fishy, and we'll just have to stay up to date and keep watching what they're saying and keep watching, government press releases and go from there. Okay, so the video you're seeing now comes out of Davidsonville, Maryland, which is about halfway in between Annapolis and D.C. Comes from former Governor Larry Hogan, and it just shows a weird cluster of some sort of aircraft, drone. People aren't very sure what it is, but it does look to be drones as they're hovering. They're not moving. They look to be stationary, and it kind of just makes me wonder and is making other people wonder: are these spreading? Are these going to new areas? What are they doing? It's very fishy because they're being seen in other areas other than New Jersey. So, it's just very fishy, and it's something to keep looking at as the story develops. And yeah. Okay, so this is one of the last videos we're going to look at, and this is on a flight recorded from Chicago to Trenton Airport in New Jersey. And in the video, it kind of just shows these glowing orbs. I think that it really could be anything. I think it looks like they're planes, but at the same time, they could be drones. And I think this just goes to show how paranoid this situation is making people. You have videos of people shooting at drones, shooting at planes. This whole situation has just created lots of paranoia around around the public, and I think it's a good video. We're gonna show one more to leave off on. Just this whole situation seems like it's gotten out of hand with the government and other agencies not really alleviating the situation in any way. They're saying they don't know what it is, but they're also saying don't worry about it. The whole thing is fishy. It's weird. There's a lot of theories going around. There's, the main one that we talked about was nuclear device detecting drones, it being some sort of government testing of drones, or it could just be civilians testing drones. But at this point, no one knows and no one's talking about it, so the public is left to make their own assumptions. The last video that we're going to see right after this is a 911 recording of a potential drone downing. It was released today, and I haven't seen anything about it, so I'll just leave it there. Let me know if you guys like this video, and I will continue to make more videos to update the situation. Thanks.
Further cooler, a drone fell out of the sky by the power lines behind their house. And then 10 more showed up.
24 car. It's going to be number 8, Logan. And it was